Hi, I'm Mark Clemens at Quitman Elementary School, and I'm going to read you a story. This is called The Kaleidonotes and the Mixed Up Orchestra. It is by Matthew and Tammy Bronson from Arkansas. How cool is that? The Kaleidonotes had gone to hear the symphony's joyous song, but instead the instrument started to quake in a key that was dreadfully wrong. The Kaleidonotes all stared amazed at what they saw on stage, stumbling instruments bumbling about, crying and shaking with rage. "Kindly excuse me," Gigi asked of a rounded and rumbling bass. "What's going on? What has gone wrong with everything in this place?"
"Tonight's our big performance," he boomed. "We need to practice, you know, but our conductor isn't here, and no one knows where to go. The flutes are frantic and flustered, the piccolos are peeved, the timpani are standing where the violins ought to be." "The cellos are hysterical, their strings are tied in knots, they cannot stop crying because bassoons are in their spots."
Gigi informed the other notes of the speech from one of the basses. "We can sort this out," Bo said. "Let's help them find their places." Percussion. Finn lined up the timpani with very little discussion. "Follow me to the very back row. That's where we put percussion." Brass. "I want to sit with my friend the oboe," the tuba started to pout. "Tubas," said Amos, "must sit at the side so they don't drown everyone out." "Here," cried Dax and Echo, "the flutes did not delay. You and the piccolos sit a bit closer, or no one will hear you play." And these are the woodwinds. Chloe collected the clarinets clustered in a mass. You are the whispering woodwinds who sit in front of the brass. Strings. Bo found the stringed instruments hiding, nervous and tightly wound. Your voice is the softest, so sit in the front and share your shimmering sound. With the orchestra finally assembled, everything seemed all right. Then Trumpet exclaimed, "Miss Harp is missing," and everyone took flight. Kaleidonotes and instruments searched the concert hall. The French horn heard a weeping sound behind a curtained wall. Amos opened the curtain. Miss Harp stood trembling behind. "I hid myself, I was so scared, but I'm better. You're all so kind." The orchestra took their places. "Thank you," they gleefully cried. Then the door rattled, creaked, and swung open. Someone was coming inside. The orchestra hummed in a happy voice that was free and without fear. In the key of G, they buzzed, "The conductor is finally here." The strings, woodwinds, rhythm, and brass begged their new friends, "Please stay." The Kaleidonotes sat, smiled, and said, "We'd love to hear you play." The instrument's chattering comes to a halt as the conductor taps her baton. And with everyone finally where they belong, the orchestra soars into song.